Kamala was in on it. She covered up Joe's obvious mental decline.
Our president is in good shape, in good health, tireless, vibrant, and I have no doubt about the strength of the work that we have done.
But Kamala knew Joe couldn't do the job, so she did it. Look what she got done. A border invasion, runaway inflation, the American dream dead. They created this mess. Kamala owns this failed record.
I admit it, I was wrong. I didn't think Joe Biden was going to bow out of the race. I thought he was power hungry enough that he would just cling to every last opportunity he had to maintain power and control, or at least his handlers would. But here we are. The mounting pressure from an underground movement campaign, lots of leaks coming out, have basically forced the hand. Joe Biden has been revealed to be completely mentally and physically unable to be president of the United States. Something, of course, that is no secret to everyone on the right. But after a horrible debate performance, after making all of the rounds of the news shows and doing terrible, disastrous interviews, now the entire American public can see it, and that, of course, includes the Democrats. And guess what? They don't like being lied to, okay? So here we have Joe Biden out of the race, and the left is melting down. So before we get to the video clips, please like and comment so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of political stuff. The Democratic Party is a family. At the end of the day, this is a family matter. You know, Joe Biden's body may not be as strong as it used to be. His language skills may not be as sharp as it used to be. His heart is as big as ever. His heart is as big and as true and as strong. And this is the difference between a politician and a leader. He made a selfless decision, and people are heartbroken. Even people who are pushing for this to happen. It's kind of like when your grandpa, you got to take the keys, and everybody, you got to take his keys, you got to take his keys, you got to, and he's fighting, and everybody's so frustrated, and then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry, because this is somebody that you love, this is somebody that you care about, this is somebody who was there for you, this is somebody you wouldn't be here without him, and you have to take something from him. Now, this is not, look, politics is politics, but this is a human moment for one of the great humans in America. This is a huge moment for him, for his family, for all of us who love him, for all of us who wanted him to get across the finish line. But if you're a young person watching this, this is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first, and put the party first, and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us. And so I just want to say, I don't know who's going to be the VP, the non-VP. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes when we finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy. He did the right thing for this country. He did the right thing for this party. All of us are going to be in this situation someday, and I hope that we take a moment to honor this man and to love this man.
Yes, Van Jones there, visibly crying, right? He is shaken because Joe Biden is showing such leadership, such patriotism to finally bow out of the race that his party has been begging him to bow out of for months, all right? Now, the media, of course, is all complacent in this, all right? They knew what was happening. They knew about the degradation of his mind. They knew about his condition, and yet they chose to try to cover it up. No. Joe Biden is the best he's ever been. He's cogent, right? He is at the top of his game, and now here we are, complete 180, right? The gaslighting has begun. It's like, oh, we knew all along that he wasn't fit for office. Yeah, when the right has been telling everyone out there for months about this problem. It's like they try to make you seem like you're crazy, that you're not seeing what you're actually seeing with your own eyes. So, of course, this is huge news, and President Donald Trump actually issued a response over on Truth Social. Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve. He never was. He only attained the position of president by lies, fake news, and not leaving his basement. All those around him, including his doctor and the media, knew that he wasn't capable of being president, and he wasn't. And now look what he's done to our country, with millions of people coming across our border, totally unchecked and unvetted, many from prisons, mental institutions, and record numbers of terrorists. We will suffer greatly because of his presidency, but we will remedy the damage he has done very quickly. Make America great again. All right. So, of course, what is the big solution to Joe Biden bowing out? Well, Joe Biden himself has actually endorsed Kamala Harris. The Clintons have come out and endorsed Kamala Harris. Many people think that, yes, she is the one to be the next nominee, but we won't know until the Democrat convention in August. And remember, it's always up to the superdelegates in the Democrat convention. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. I'm sure it is going to be craziness. Now, here's the thing about Kamala Harris. She is not popular, all right? As we can see over here, according to Democrats, 22% right here think Kamala Harris would not make a good president, all right? And 20% don't even know enough about her to say otherwise. So basically, your ceiling is 78% of possible approval among your own party. And of course, if you look at recent polling, you have Donald Trump beating Kamala Harris, all right? This is at the Manhattan Institute, and Trump, of course, beats Kamala Harris 44-36. That's +8 in the race when you have, of course, all the others thrown in. So once again, showing that it is not looking good for the Democrat Party. But of course, the cope and gaslighting continues over on Rachel Maddow.
I've been processing this for 5 hours already, and it still gives me chills to say it. In the instant he announced it at 1:46 p.m. this afternoon, everything changed. Everything changed. The Democratic Party instantly ends its internal war, this emotional, intense, harrowing fight that has torn the party apart for the past 3.5 weeks. That is over in an instant. The expectation among Democrats, which was being voiced more and more openly in recent days, the expectation that the Democratic Party was in for a historic wipeout in November, with not just the White House in danger, but the House and the Senate in danger as well, that expectation evaporates also in an instant. With President Biden voicing a strong and unequivocal endorsement of his Vice President, Kamala Harris, with Vice President Harris confirming immediately that she is running, saying we have 107 days until Election Day. Together we will fight and together we will win, with no resulting ambiguity about who will be the Democratic Party's nominee and what is the task at hand for that nominee and for the party. The little scratchy, papery sound you're hearing in the distance? That's every Democratic donor in the country writing the biggest check they have ever written in American politics. In an instant, the old era is over and the new era is here. It is go time.
So Rachel Maddow thinks that Kamala Harris actually has a chance, and she thinks that by Joe Biden bowing out in an instant, all of a sudden all the problems for the Democrat Party are over. There is a growing number of people who do not want Kamala Harris to be VP because she is polling so poorly. And as she says, oh, all the donors are all of a sudden going to start giving massive amounts of money to the Democrats now that Biden is gone. Yeah, but Harris is the replacement. So why in the world would they throw good money after bad? All right, you just got rid of one guy, and now you're bringing in some lady who has the exact same chance of winning, essentially. So, of course, she's ecstatic about the new guard, right? This is a new era. All of the infighting is gone in an instant, and I say it has only just begun, all right? The numbers are not there for Kamala, as is pointed out by your own network.
But anyway, that is what the national polling's been showing. So then the question for Democrats becomes, okay, if Kamala Harris does become the Democratic candidate, does that change things? So the same polls that produce this average since the debate in the Biden-Trump race, what do they show when Harris is substituted in? A difference, but it's a difference of a point. The Biden at 45, Harris in these same polls, an average 46%, Trump 47% in both of them. So you look at this, and Kamala Harris is not entering, at least in the head-to-head standpoint, with an obvious strength over Joe Biden, nor with an obvious weakness compared to Joe Biden. Really, those numbers are pretty close to the same in terms of a starting point for Harris. Also, just the basic impression of these folks. So Joe Biden, this is the average when you ask asked that question. Do you have a favorable, unfavorable view? Biden, 36, 57, been seeing numbers like this for a long time with him. Obviously, these are very perilous numbers. What are they for Kamala Harris? Average from the same set of polls? A little bit better. 36 goes up to 38. 57 comes down to 52. But, take a step back. Those are not strong numbers. She doesn't enter the race with strong numbers on that basic question. What's the comparison to Donald Trump here? Trump averaging 41 favorable, 55 unfavorable. Also not strong numbers. A tick, though, above where both Biden and Harris are.
So Kamala Harris has a huge unknown factor going into her right now. As we just saw, her own party, 20% don't really have any opinion about her whatsoever. But guess what? That is about to change. She is being forced into the forefront, and that means all the attacks will begin. Now, what we have to remember is Kamala Harris bowed out of the Democrat primary basically before it began. She did not get one vote, did not win one state, and yet for some magical reason, and we all know why, DEI, Joe Biden picked her to be his VP because he announced in advance he had to pick a woman of color. All right, that is the reason that she has become basically the ultimate DEI hire. And guess what? Her polling is really no different, right? Slightly better at this point because she's unknown than Joe Biden. So anyone who thinks that things are going to change simply because Biden is out and Kamala is in doesn't understand how horrible she actually is. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.